Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. So as you can see from the title, today we're gonna do a fall drugstore look. So I went on a Norwegian beauty store and I picked up a bunch of drugstore products. We will go from this to this real quick and I'm so excited for this video. Today we're testing out all new drugstore products. All of these products are new to me. I haven't played with any of these before except the concealer and also the primer. I think I found a great new favorite drugstore foundation and that always makes me excited just because I love to share my tips and tricks with you guys. I love when I discover new products that I love, that is affordable, that I can share with you guys. It is just the best feeling ever. So today we will play with a lot of products from Catrice. We will play with Essence. We have some e.l.f. products as well as Revolution. And hopefully you will enjoy this video. Let me know down below in the comments if you have tried any of these products before. And also let me know your opinion. Do you love these products? Do you hate them? Do you want to pick any of these up? Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. So if you want to see me play with some new and great drugstore products and how I achieved this look, then please keep watching. So for primer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Primer. So I have tried this product once. As you can see, I already have scooped a little bit of product out. But I really wanted to test it again just because I felt like last time I didn't give it a fair chance. I felt like the product was actually making my foundation look worse. And I pretty much didn't like it back then, so hopefully it turns out to be better this time. But I'm just gonna apply it where I have a little bit of larger pores, so pretty much in my T-zone. And I will also apply some to my chin area. It was kind of making the foundation look clumpy on top, which I didn't like at all. So we will see this time, trying out a new foundation. So now I have 3 foundations that I picked up that I'm dying to try out. So we have the Catrice Cosmetic True Skin Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid. I also picked up the Revolution Glow Body Veil Face and Body Foundation. This reminds me a lot of the MAC Face and Bodies. I think it is pretty much a dupe for that. And then I also picked up the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. But this I picked up in 040 and I'm not self-tan today, so I think we will have to go with one of these. And I guess I will go ahead and try the Catrice one. So let me know down below if you've tried any of these foundations. Do you love them? And let me know if you want me to do reviews on the others as well. So I'm going to use my blended sponge. If you haven't seen my brand reveal video, be sure to check it out. I will leave it up in the corners. But here you can see the sponge when this is dry and also when it's wet. It doubles in size. It is so soft, so perfect for applying all your cream products, especially for dabbing on powders to really set and erase any larger pores as well. And this foundation looks like it is covering up all the redness that I have going on. As you can see, I have a little bit of redness, sun damage and all of that from when I was younger, and I didn't use any sunscreen because it was all about being the tannest girl in school. Stupid, but I'm paying for it now, so. But this is definitely a medium to full coverage foundation, I would say. It lays on very, very beautiful. And as you can see, this is how fast your skin will be covered with this sponge. If I didn't talk, it will take me like 10 to 15 seconds to apply my whole face with foundation. But I must say I'm very impressed with this foundation. It looks so stunning. So this is called a hydrating foundation, but I feel like it looks a little bit matte, especially in my smile lines. Like the lines is a little bit emphasized, but that can change over time. I feel like sometimes when you apply a hydrating foundation, after 1 or 2 hours, your skin looks gorgeous. So everything is covered, everything looks so smooth. So I'm very, very excited. So far, so good. So let's go ahead and apply concealer. I didn't get a new concealer. So the one that I'm going to use today is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. I'm not loving this, but I don't hate this product. I feel like it is a good concealer, especially if you don't have dry under eyes. So for me, I feel like this can be a little bit drying, especially in one of my fine lines. But I really like the coverage of this concealer. As you can see, compared to this eye, it covers up everything. It reminds me a lot of the Tarte Shape Tape, just because it has that perfect amount of coverage. But throughout the day, it can look a little bit dry, especially on my under eyes, but I kind of have that problem with all concealers. I only have like 2 or 3 concealers that doesn't do that to me. So for me, it's not a huge issue. But if you have very dry under eyes, I would say stay away from this one. But if you don't have an issue with dry under eyes at all, you will probably love this concealer because it is a good concealer. So definitely a concealer that I enjoy, but I'm not loving it just because it can look a little bit dry. So next up, I got the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I really like a good powder for brighten up my under eyes, but sometimes I can find these a little bit drying, so we will see about this powder. So the powder feels like silk, which makes me excited. It doesn't feel powdery. It kind of blends very well into my fingers. So I'm gonna use the big powder brush from Livi Beauty, which is my brand, and we're just gonna dab into this product and then carefully like apply it. So I'm gonna also apply a little bit in my smile lines, and hopefully that will make them appear less dry. A little bit on my chin right here. So I don't feel like this powder instantly brightens up my skin. I feel like it just makes my skin look smoother, which is always a great thing. But I feel like when you are very fair, the banana powder doesn't brighten up as much as if you were a little bit tanner. So I feel like when I have self-tan, I think I will try this out again and see if I can see a difference, because now I used a very light concealer and I feel like it is the concealer that did all the brightening. I don't feel like this powder actually did that much, except making this area right here more flawless and also my chin area. So we will see throughout this video when the makeup has been on for a little while and all of that, how this performs. I will always let you know at the end of this video which products that made it and which one you could pass on. To save some time, I will do my brows off camera just because I totally forgot to get some new brow products. So I will see you in a second. So before we start on the eyes, I think I will go in with the Hello Good Stuff from Essence. So this is a 3-in-1 face mist which hydrates, fixes, and refreshes. And it also has watermelon extract in it. I always go in with my Fix Plus before starting my eyeshadow, just so it kind of gets to work on the skin before we apply bronzers and all of that. So let's go ahead and spray this on. It smells so good, you guys. It smells like watermelon, summer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that sit on the face. We will also set our makeup with this one, but I just wanted to have a little bit of moisture just because I feel like this area right here looks a little bit dry. So for eyeshadow, I'm gonna use the Makeup Revolution Soph X Mini Spice Palette. I haven't tested any of the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows, and as you can see, this palette comes with 8 different shades. I'm very excited to try these out, and I think we will play with these shades today. So none of these shades in here have actually shade names, so I would just go ahead and start with this orange shade right here in my crease. And I'm gonna use the big blender from my Eyes Only set. So I'm excited to see how these shadows perform. I'm not huge on drugstore shadows just because I feel like they are a little bit powdery from time to time. This brush is like the perfect blending brush, especially if you're a mom like me and you just want a little bit of color in the crease in the morning. It's so easy just to blend out a little bit of brown, add on some sparkle on the lid, and you're good to go. And especially with this sponge as well, it has changed up my makeup routine because it's so fast, so easy. So this is definitely a beautiful shade. I feel like this color blends very well. So I don't feel like these are like crazy pigmented. You can definitely see that they have a little bit of pigment, but these are not anything like the Jeffree Star shades, especially this orange shade. I feel like this shade looks very intense when you go into the pan like this, but when you start to blend it out, the color kind of disappears a little bit. I feel like drugstore makeup really has to work on their eyeshadows. I feel like they're great at highlighters, bronzers, especially foundations. I have been loving a lot of drugstore foundations lately, but I feel like when it comes to eyeshadows, there's just not a lot to choose from, and the formula can be a little bit powdery and dry, and I just feel like they really need to step up their eyeshadow game because everything else is pretty much good. So now I'll go ahead and I will take this light brown color. I will use the big blender for this as well, and we will just kind of go over the orange. But I feel like orange, purples tend to look a lot more pigmented in the pan, and when you blend it out, the pigment and the color kind of gets a little bit washed out. The drugstore brands should really focus on improving their eyeshadows and also the options. I feel like there's not a lot of options out there. Everybody has a nude palette, a colorful palette, and that is pretty much it. Be a little bit more creative out there. But this shadow definitely looks more pigmented. I'm very happy with how this is looking so far. So now I'm taking the Precise blending brush, which is a tapered blending brush. So I'm gonna use this warm brown tone, and this we're gonna focus on the outer corner. And this shade seemed a lot more pigmented, especially when I picked up product on the brush. This is very pigmented, it shows up. It is a beautiful chocolate brown color. I really like this color. I'm also going to blend it a little bit into the crease, but I'm not going all the way into the inner corners. I'm keeping the darkest shade on the outer part. So now let's go ahead and try out the shimmer shades. I think I will take the lightest shade. I would definitely apply it on my fingers first. These feels very creamy. It reminds me a lot of the Huda Beauty texture. So here you can see the formula. It is very creamy. These look so beautiful. I can't wait to try these on my eyes. So maybe I will play with both of these shades. So we will put this in the inner corner and this one on the outer part of the lid, just because I really want to see how they perform. So I'm going to use my inner corner detail brush, and we're going to use the lightest shade. So what I can see is that when I use my brush in here, you get all of these small pieces just because it is so creamy and barely any pigment on the brush. I feel like this is a shade that needs to be applied with your finger because it has that Huda texture that I don't necessarily love. So you really need to pick up a bunch of small pieces like this for it to actually show up, and when you apply it, they can easily fall. The finger swatches were great for this palette, but I feel like applying this shadow with a brush just doesn't work as much. I don't like how it applies with a brush. It looks a little bit chunky, a little bit patchy as well. You get these huge chunks all over. So now I'm going to take the other golden shade right here. I'm going to use my finger for this one, and we're going to place this on the middle. And this is such a beautiful color. Like, I'm obsessed with gold shades for fall and for holiday season. And then I'm going to go back in with this shade right here, and I'm just going to blend the edges a little bit together so everything looks smooth. So there's definitely some pros and cons with this palette. Like, these swatches looks beautiful. It is also very hard to get the pigment on the brush without having a bunch of chunks in here that can easily fall over your plates. So definitely keep in mind to apply these shades with your finger, because that made it so much easier and it looks a lot better and also a lot more pigmented. So for my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with this lighter brown that we used earlier. I'm going to use the smallest blending brush in my kit, which is perfect for your under eyes. It's just going to place the product exactly where you want it. So this is like a perfect brush. I also love this for my crease. If I want a very detailed eyeshadow look, I'm definitely using this brush as well. Then I'm going to also go in with this beautiful brown tone that we just used in our inner corners. This I'm just going to use on the outer part of the lower lash. I'm not going to blend this all the way into my inner corners. So next up, I also picked up the Essence 24 Ever Ink Liner in Intense Black. It says Intensive Black Eyeliner, 24-hour lasting, and precise application. So I am necessarily not a huge fan of these ones just because I feel like it can easily make your line a little bit bigger than you originally planned. So let's go ahead and test it out and see. So if you really like liners like these ones, I think you will love this. It is very intense. It is not getting gray when you apply it on top of eyeshadow, which a lot of liners can do. It is a little bit bendable, a little bit too soft for my liking, but that comes down to what you actually like in a product. So I feel like on top of the shimmery shade, it kind of was a little bit hard to apply. The metallics in here are a little bit chunky. I also feel like if you spend a lot of time applying this, the tip can kind of get a little bit dry. So it looks not as perfect here as I would like it, or as it would if I applied it with a brush. But as I said, applying a perfect liner comes down to practice, and I haven't used a pen like this in probably 1.5 years just because I tend to find it easier to apply with a brush. I'm not hating this product, but I'm not like loving it instantly either. So, and now I have another Essence product. This is the I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. So let's go ahead and try this out. I really like the pink packaging on here. So let's go ahead and see how the brush looks like. Oh, that is interesting. And it is also very huge. So let's just pray that I'm not gonna get this all over. I'm kind of impressed. I thought it was going to look a lot more clumpy. So I feel like it separates the lashes enough so it doesn't look like you have applied like 100 layers of mascara. It definitely gives you a lot of volume, necessarily not a lot of the separation, but enough that it doesn't look very clumpy, which I really love. So let's go ahead and apply it to the lower lash. This actually really impressed me. I don't feel like I have to put on lashes, so hopefully this mascara is not going to transfer on my lower lash. Then I think this will become a new favorite. So I'm very, very impressed actually. Then we have a bronzer. This is also from Essence, and this is the Sun Club Natural Glow Bronzing Powder. So I'm not sure why it's called a glow, because I feel like it looks kind of very matte in the pan as well. So it definitely has that silky feeling as the banana powder, and this is in the shade number 2. So I'm gonna take my contour and bronzing brush, and we're just gonna dig into this and try to apply. Hopefully it will show up, but I didn't have a huge variety of shades on the site where I got this from. But I really like the tone of this one. It is a cool tone bronzer, so it definitely is a perfect color to contour with. So I'm going to go down the side of my nose with this one. So it's actually a very beautiful color. It reminds me a lot of the Physicians Formula when it comes to the formula as well, because it has that silky, buttery consistency. It blends out very well. The only thing is that I would have wished that I also picked up a more warmer tone in this one, a little bit deeper to bronze up my skin. This is definitely one of my favorite products I've tried today in this video. I feel like it blends out very well. It also smells very like summery coconut. So this is kind of a dupe for the Physicians Formula, I would say, when it comes to the smoothness, how it applies, and also the shade, because it has that perfect contour shade that I really like. So next up, I also picked up this e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duo. They had a bunch of different colors, and this is the Pomegranate Duo. So let's go ahead and open it up. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger. Actually, it looked a lot bigger online, and it comes with one blush and also one highlighter. So I'm very excited to see how this performs. So here you can see the highlighter. It actually looks very stunning, and also the blush has that perfect peachy tone. I'm gonna take my blushing blush brush, and we're gonna apply this e.l.f. blush right here to the apples of my cheek. I also love that this is not showing up crazy pigmented, so you actually have to work with it a little bit. So I feel like this blush has the perfect amount of color because it is not crazy pigmented, and it just gives your skin that beautiful peach flush, which I really love. I am very impressed. I really, really like this color. I think it is beautiful. So let's go ahead and try the highlighter in here. I also feel like the color is a little bit off for me. I feel like it is a little bit dark. So the highlighter in here does not impress me. Like, it is definitely showing up. It is very subtle. And it is also looking a little bit powdery, I feel like. It doesn't blend that nicely into your skin, so you can kind of see that you have a layer of highlighter on top of your makeup. But this is definitely not a highlighter for somebody who loves a highlight. So I really enjoyed the blush in here, but the highlighter was so-and-so. So the last product I picked up is a Catrice product. This is the Clean ID Silk Intense Lipstick with 88% natural ingredients. So this is in the shade Perfectly Nude, and it actually looks like a stunning color, and it looks like a beautiful like peachy brown nude. Since I didn't pick up a lip liner, I totally forgot I'm just gonna use my MAC Cosmetics Soar lip liner. So I will go ahead and line my lips very quick. And this color is by far my favorite from MAC, especially if you want a nude lip liner that fits every single nude color in the universe. It is such a versatile color. So let's go ahead and apply the lipstick. So I feel like the lipstick is not as pigmented. I feel like you really have to work with it to get a little bit of pigment, but it feels very creamy and very soft on. So I really like the color of it. It just felt like you really had to apply it multiple times. So it feels a little bit thick on the lips, but I would definitely try this out more, and I will see how this wear tried today as well. But I feel like this is a product that will disappear when you eat and drink, just because it is so slippery, so creamy, and not as pigmented. But definitely a great lipstick to check out if you want a more subtle lipstick that is not crazy pigmented, that feels very good on the lip. You can definitely check this out. I'm sure you will love it. I'm not loving this product, but I would definitely go ahead and check out other colors and see if they are more pigmented. And now let's go ahead and set our face one last time with the Essence Hello Good Stuff 3-in-1 Face Mist. So I really like the scent of this one, but if you're not huge on scents, I think I would pass if I were you. So it says it has no microplastic particles, any mineral oils, any paraben, any silicones. It also says for long-lasting makeup, hydrates and refreshes the skin. So let's go ahead and take a look in the mirror and see how my skin looks. I am loving my skin. Everything looks so smooth. And I feel like even if my smile line is a little bit emphasized right here, it doesn't matter because the rest of my face looks totally flawless, totally perfect. I'm so impressed with all of these products. Essence, e.l.f. and Catrice is so affordable as well, so I'm kind of shocked from looking at the mirror. But I definitely feel like this spray kind of helped on the areas where I felt I was a little bit dry. But it is hard to judge a setting spray just for one day. So I would definitely have to try this out more to give you my final opinion of this. But I really enjoy the smell. I really enjoy how fresh it makes my skin look. And I also feel like you can see that it kind of hydrates a little bit and it helps on the dry areas of my skin. But I can't say anything else of this product just because I would have to see how my makeup looks at nighttime. But definitely for hydrating and refreshing purposes, I feel like this did its job. So when it comes to the e.l.f. Bite Size Duo, I really enjoyed the blush in here. I think it looks beautiful. I love the shade of it. So it is not too pigmented. It was very easy to blend out. I feel like it has that perfect amount of pigment that just makes the blush look very natural, very good. When it comes to the highlighter, I would pass on this one just because I'm not into very subtle highlighters. I feel like it kind of looks a little bit chunky. It looks like it is on top of my makeup. It hasn't blended that nicely into the skin, but it is definitely worth it if you are just looking for a very subtle highlighter. You just want a little bit of highlight. You can also use this as an eyeshadow. I think the color is beautiful. It is a little bit too dark for my skin and what I prefer. Buying this duo is definitely worth it just for the blush, so I would definitely purchase this again. Then we have the Essence Sun Club Natural Glow Bronzing Powder. I must say this was one of my favorite products I tested out today. I really like how it applied. I love the color. It is a little bit cool tone, but it's not too ashy and it doesn't look patchy as a lot of cool tone bronzers can do, especially for the drugstore. I really like how it applied. I like how smooth it looks on my skin as well. And this color is perfect if you have my skin tone and you are a little bit fair. I would definitely go with the cool tone shade, the 02 one. This is such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer, and it also smells so delicious. It is very buttery, very creamy. Really, really love this product. I would definitely recommend you to check this out. Next up, we have the eye products. So the mascara I really, really enjoy. I find it hard to find mascaras that makes me comfortable without lashes, and I feel like this one definitely gives me a lot of drama, a lot of volume. Really love this one, so hopefully it will not transfer, especially on my lower lashes. Then this probably will become one of my most favorite mascaras from the drugstore. So I really feel like this mascara separated the lashes enough to don't make them look clumpy or crazy, but also enough to give you that perfect volume. So definitely a great product. I would not sleep on this if I were you and you want drama, volume, all of that. Such a great mascara. I'm very impressed for my first impression. When it comes to the liner, this is the Essence 24 Ever Ink Liner. This is definitely intense black. The only thing that I didn't love about this one is the tip. It wasn't stiff enough for my personal preferences. I feel like it is a lot easier to work with a very stiff pen, especially if you want very control of your eyeliner. If you use a pencil like this one and you are a little bit too heavy on your hand, the line can easily get bigger than you necessarily want. So definitely a product I will test out more, and I will let you know in the upcoming favorites video if I love it. I just felt like on top of shimmery shades, it kind of got a little bit wobbly when I was applying this, but it turned out looking great anyway. I just had to take my time and get the line very precise because it was not as easy as using my perfect eyeliner brush. When it comes to the eyeshadow palette, this is the Revolution Soap X Mini Shadow Palette. I feel like my eye look looks beautiful. I especially love these metallic shades if you apply with your fingers. Applying these with a brush can be a little bit tricky, so just skip that from the start. If you are watching this video and you are getting this palette, just don't try with a brush, because then you get all the chunks in the palette. And when it comes to the matte shade, now I haven't tried this one, so let's go ahead and swatch both the yellow and also the red tone. On my fingers right here, you can definitely see them. So this one is not bad, but I feel like the yellow is the same as the orange. The more you blend them, the more the color faded. Like when we saw with the orange, after I was done blending it, there were barely any shadow left. And I'm very impressed with the metallics and also the brown tones in here. I would definitely use this palette more. So I must say, for the price and for it being drugstore, I will definitely approve this palette. Just not the yellow and orange tone. Those were misses for me. But I will try them out more and see if I can find a way for the pigment to show up. Then when it comes to the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, I feel like when it comes to the brightening aspect of this product, it didn't kind of do a lot for me. I felt like the concealer did the majority of the job. This powder totally took away some of my pores. Everything here looks very smooth, very seamless, and that is thanks to this powder, but I also feel like the e.l.f. Putty Primer did its job as well. This time it doesn't look patchy, so I'm very happy about that, but I feel like this powder totally smoothed out my smile lines right here. My chin looks very good, and also the under eye. So I must say I really like this powder. It is very, very smooth. It feels like butter and silk mixed together. Definitely a powder that I will try out more. So far I am impressed with this and I really love it, so I would recommend you to check it out, especially for the price, because it made my skin look so flawless. So since I have tried the e.l.f. Putty Primer before, I would say that this time it didn't disappoint me. This time it looks a lot better. I feel like it doesn't look patchy, it doesn't look weird. I don't feel like I have a huge amount of product just moving around in my face as I did the last time. So maybe I used the wrong foundation on top, but definitely a good primer if you want to erase your pores, make everything look more smooth. That is all I'm gonna say, just because I have played with that product before. And then I saved the best for last, you guys. If you could come over here and look at my skin, you would be so impressed. I am beyond impressed with this foundation, and this is the Catrice Cosmetic True Skin Hydrating Foundation. It is long wear, it is full coverage, it just makes everything look so flawless, so good. Not even my best high-end foundations makes my skin look like this, and I feel like that is a huge statement. This foundation makes your skin look a little bit more matte. It is not giving you any luminous, but it gives you a flawless skin. I can't wait to use this again. I really am impressed with this product. I wouldn't recommend this if you have very dry skin, even if it's called hydrating, because you can kind of see this line right here. I feel like it will kind of be a little bit too dry if you have very dry skin, but I feel like if you have normal to combo skin, this will be a great foundation for you. Every single time I find a new drugstore foundation that I love, I get so excited because I know you guys love drugstore products. I really want to find the best products out there for the best price, and my skin hasn't looked this good in a first impression in a very long time. I think the last time were when I found the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is such a great foundation. I would definitely recommend it to check it out. I'm sure this will be seen in my favorite videos as well. So hopefully you found this video interesting and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell and put on your post notifications for more videos like these ones if you don't want to miss out. I also have a back to school giveaway up, so I will leave it in a corner so you can check it out. I'm giving away a bunch of great products. I also added some Livi beauty products in there, which makes me so excited that I can give away my own products to you guys. And without further ado, I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.